guys don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white.
Welcome to Breakfast and B.S. with Vince and Friends. I'm, of course, your host, Vince, and today we got Sergio Sanchez and the angry man, the angry man of podcasting, Virgil, producer Virgil.
I'm more in shock, but I think the anger's going to set in.
Shock.
Yeah.
Shock. Okay.
So, I'm just going straight for the jugular. I don't know, no sugarcoat. Right here instead of finding this beautiful Miss California, the jewel of the hills and fellows, it is always a pleasure. But, all right, back to the jugular. You know. So,
Virgil's hot.
Cartoon Network has decided to rape another childhood memory.
Many.
So, first was with Teen Titans Go, which was an amazing series from the early zeros. And they just dumbed it down and made it simple for simple minds. Some episodes are good, but the animation style is somewhat tolerable for me. But for some reason, we got into the sausage mouth art style. And you hold up the sausage.
Yeah. And you just gotta flex it around.
Yeah. Boom. You got the common smile for all these characters now. So then they decided to go after Ninja Turtles with Rise of the Ninja, or not, whatever the hell it is, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And now they've come for something even more beloved, Thundercats.
Something that we can actually, I think all of us at this table actually, there's some stuff, you know, we're definitely, some of us love more than others. Thundercats is near and dear to all of us.
Are we still going?
Yeah, it's still
Yep.
Remind me later. Okay.
So, it was announced this week that Cartoon Network is launching a series called Thundercats Roar. And this is in the style of Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and every other random show that's on Nickelodeon and freaking Disney XD and all the other stuff. And I'm just, me personally, I'm just like, man, what happened to quality in the series? What happened to pride in the series? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's some new shows that I do like. Like I like some episodes of Teen Titans Go. I love Star vs. Forces of the Evil. I love Gravity Falls. And that's about it. I never cared for Adventure Time. I don't care how big of a hit it was with everybody else. It wasn't for me. The animation style never got me. Same with Steven Universe. I don't care what it does for body positive issues and LGBTQ, BLT, freaking rights and all that other stuff. I don't care. I just want a good story, as little political as possible, that just can keep me entertained for a half hour.
right. So
And Thundercats had a reboot back in the mid 2011, which was freaking excellent. I loved it. It only lasted a season, unfortunately, but I blame Cartoon Network for that because it kept changing the times and never promoted it.
Did they cancel it because the viewership was low?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I just it's hard to get into something when they keep fucking with it.
This is very true.
So
Okay.
now they decided to do it again, and this time freaking lobotomize everybody's childhood. Especially one producer, Virgil, who looks like he's about to hit me if I don't let him speak. So
Why do I want to hit you? It's not your fault.
I know, but you got that much. You got that much anger build up in you.
Yeah. I'll be like, who was it? Two-Face who had the. Anyway, okay.
I don't know. I think Virgil.
So then I guess I'm joking, Virgil. You talk.
Go ahead.
You talk. I'm gonna cower in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think you're gonna speak for me.
Yeah.
so
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll throw it in when you're ready. When the anger gets to you. Okay. So, Vince tags us in a Facebook video, and I'm like, what is this? Because here's one thing is I understand that the animation nowadays is very simple and whatever. Okay, Adventure Time and Steven's World, whatever universe, whatever. Okay, those are original cartoons, so you can do whatever hell you want. Okay, now when I looked at this, I'm like, oh, this is okay. Maybe this is someone just putting Thundercats in their style and just kind of a little, sketchbook or whatever
like
it is.
a chibi,
Or just some little small little cartoon insert, whatever. Anyway, So no, and then they go
series.
through the Warner Brothers animation studio, whatever. They go to this guy's room, and there's
Man
a
bun
there's
with
a-
a puke beard.
Yeah, there's a nameplate, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a real thing.
The patchy beard and the man bun.
Okay, so number one, just looking at it, it just looks stupid and sucks. Like I like, okay, and I'm not coming from the point of view of an old grizzled, I like my steak and nails. I'm looking at
I
it
like my
like
steak and nails.
yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to say is there's grit, there's all this stuff with the original stuff. Okay, when Thundercats first came out in the 80s, you're like, wow, what the heck is this? This is cool, and the animation is great. Some episodes you can tell that they had different animators, so it wasn't consistent. However, there was still love in it. There was effort. There was all this stuff. And then when they came out with the one in 2011, that one was because of the love of the original. They actually put some effort. They put more effort into it. The music had symphony. They had. I mean, the story was awesome.
I love Will Ferdy as Lionel.
Yeah, I mean, it
He
was
did
good
a
because
great
he was like older teenager, young adult, whatever it is, and then, and just the thought that went into it. There is no thought in this.
Yeah.
It should be called Thundercats Suck or something. It's just not.
Thundercat sucks.
Thundercats Suck, whatever. I don't know, or Thundercats No, as some people call it, because the guy says, oh, there were a lot of like comedic elements in Thundercats. So
I really don't remember comedic elements except for occasionally
Panthros.
Snarf and Wily Kit and Wily Cat.
They have small little jokes on the side, but
It was
not,
never funny.
But not to base off
Panthro
of
is like those super stoic, like
an entire series of stupid jokes and like, oh, I'm a cat, and it's just like, dude, you can see this coming a mile away. You know it's a cash grab. You know it's some way to revive a franchise that made a lot of money back then, and then so there's no thought going into.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just
I can't
like
wait for when they show Lionel and Mumra the Ever Living, and Lionel's gonna freaking try to go attack him, and then end up playing with his freaking robes like a tassel. You know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
Mark my words.
Yeah, it's like insert joke here. From the pool of
Like just how comedy is nowadays.
I'm moving through the stages of grief. Virgil's already at anger. I'm like still.
I think he arrived at anger.
I'm still very much in denial, but Vince putting it in context now. Like the animation style, obviously, is terrible, but now thinking about how they're gonna actually do the mechanics of it with like the interactions, like Vince is mentioning.
Yeah,
this
is anger held over. Okay, so and the thing is,
do this.
and the thing is, I wouldn't have a problem with the concept, but because the art style, which is Cal Arts, whatever, why people think that it's acceptable, or why not think that it's not the same as Adventure Time, whatever. It's like, oh, it's just not like quality. It's not okay. And the reason why they keep doing it like this, because I animated for a little bit, and the thing is, it's super easy because they have their characters in a file called a movie clip, and then this movie clip you can insert anywhere. And then so they have to do is just change a little couple things. They repeat the frames or whatever.
Sure.
And that's it. That's all you did. You could do, more cartoons but that's the thing is there's no substance. It's just you're just repeating. And I'm not saying, the history of cartoons hasn't done that before. Like Filmation, with the He-Man and all that stuff like that. But at least they had a good story to it. At least they actually inserted new animations and stuff in the episodes. Anyway, but
and it was on a budget too. They did that for budgetary concerns.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like nowadays, the amount of money that goes into like some of these productions, like, come on. It's like they don't have to resort to those things to save for budgetary reasons.
And what really kind of pisses me off right now is you get something like this, and on that same ticket you get a remake like Voltron Legendary Defender.
Yeah, there you go.
Something that's done with care and love. And, You know, you watch that and you're like, God damn, they kept what was great about the myth of Voltron.
Yeah.
And they expanded on that. Yes, there are funny elements, there are all this stuff that they mix in here and there, but it takes itself seriously. There is no seriousness in this. There is actually no beauty in Thundercats Roar. You know? And the worst part is, you know, we grew up with a lot of masculinity. You know, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Thundercats, Voltron. And nowadays, there is no masculinity. They just keep taking it away. Hell, you can go back and look at Robin from Teen Titans.
This is what the diversity in comics guy talked about, wasn't it?
No, another guy named Douglas Ernst.
Okay. But I know he talked about it too.
Oh.
But yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But, you know, there is nobody standing up for what's right and what's wrong in these series anymore. Yeah, you get a little bit of that, but it's always something or another, some silly way it ends, and you know,
Where it's like
what does it teach you?
It's pandering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but on the worst level.
Or that, like, oh, we don't want to have any conflict at the end, or we don't want you to think at the end of this episode. We want to do something completely random, and then after the episode ends, you're like, what the fuck? You know, it's like that didn't solve anything.
Well, we do. We would say that because we're thinking about that, you know, from that perspective.
Right. Okay, so think about this. Okay, and there's a list. Look, okay, I brought up Ghostbusters, Answer the Call. It's basically, you know, throwing a well-known name on something and presenting it, and it's crap. Okay, Turtles, same thing. Transformers. I mean, it's like, okay, whatever's left of, I think G.I. Joe, I don't know, maybe.
You know John Cena's going to be in the Bumblebee movie?
I don't care. I don't watch any of the Transformers movies. Anyway.
He is supposed to be a VW bug in it, though. It's supposed to take place in the 80s
right.
now.
And
also,
also,
guess he speaks Spanish or something because we have to have like that kind of.
I don't know. Anyway, and then so
like the freaking hot rod.
And then Angel brought up Gem, you know, because they totally ruined that. She said they didn't touch any of the admirable elements of that thing. They just some stupid teenager on YouTube with a band. Who doesn't do that? You know. So anyway, it's like, you know, Toyota.
But she is the hologram.
Yeah, it's if they took your Dodge and they put Toyota on it. Oh, there you go. See? Mm-hmm. So this is this is how personal.
That's the anger now.
This is how personal I'm saying.
No, it's palpable in here.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
So anyway, this is what the degree of what, I don't know who thinks that this is a good idea to anger so many people, because like I looked on that post and there's over 36,000 people angry about this whole thing, and I don't know. You want to alienate fans? Because WWE does it on a weekly basis. They turn people away to other things, and that's why people continuously when they see anime, because they see there's work that goes into anime. They see that, you know. I just, you know, you can tell when someone's phoning it in. They're Johnny Depping it, and it's just I'm tired of it.
But
I'm so tired of it.
The good news is that since America always seems to inspire Japanese, in about 10 years, we're going to be getting this style in the Japanese anime.
Oh, Lord. No. Okay, so here's the thing, is that Angel brought up the fact that they made a funny series of Fist and Our Star called DD Fist and Our Star. Now, the difference between this is there's no looping animation that they use all the time. They actually draw every single frame originally, so it's not canned. Mm-hmm. So that's what I can forgive about that, and it's actually funny, you know, because when something's been running for how many years or something, and you see it in the social conscience all the time, like we see, I don't know. Let's just use Superman, for example. You've seen all the different versions of Superman. You've seen the serious ones. You've seen whatever, and then you see a little baby one. You're like, oh, okay, cool. You know, because you see that. But Thundercats hasn't been, you know, exposed as much as those other things, and you get to where people have, okay, I've grown tired of Thundercats. We know, you don't do that with something that's beloved and didn't get to see the heights of certain other things. Like I can forgive them doing that to Batman. I can see them doing that to Wolverine or something like that. But that's just not. Give it its due and have a Thundercats convention, whatever it is. Like so much anger. But that's what I'm trying to say is, I think I got diffused a little bit, only because the anger flowed so much yesterday.
See, that's why it's important to come here every Sunday.
Yeah,
this is what keeps us sane.
Yeah. Anyway,
thanks a lot, Mother's Day.
So, for my how I'm going to react to this is
Ninja time?
No. Batman Ninja?
No. Dress up as a ninja and burn CalArts to the ground.
Not CalArts, but mostly who gave the green light to this show. And I see if there's any because we did say that with Ghostbusters we said we can't hate on it until we've seen it, right? We can't have a legitimate.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
I don't want to give any of my time or money or whatever. If someone else or someone's kid is watching it on an iPad or something, I'll look over their shoulder and just evaluate it for a minute or two.
That's usually the biggest disappointment of my day.
What?
Because I have Stars or whatever the hell it is. Stars and Cinemax or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then usually when I'm flipping through midday, just going, I kind of want something to watch. I'll see Ghostbusters. I'll get all excited. And then I'm yeah. And then I'll put my thing on it to see which one it is. And I was like, oh, answer the call. Okay. And then I go into a shame spiral.
Yeah. Yeah. So originality. We're gonna. Okay. So I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say.
And now Kevin Feige says he wants to direct another one.
Who?
Kevin Feige.
Kill him. Kill him. Or either that, just lock him up. Anyway, I was saying in the last. I was about to say, but if we go 50 years later, I'm pretty sure none of us will be here. But is that they'll go back in history? It's like, okay, what is this period of time in the United States where they thought it was a good idea to revive reboot every little thing, and this is why our collective intelligence just seems to be, in question to the rest of the world. It's like there's no need for it. Like, what happened to original thought? What happened to what made the U.S. such a a motivator for a lot of it, because we had all these great ideas. No, now we're just recycling good ideas and making them worse. I mean, it's hard for change. Like to get introduced to new. But look what HBO's doing. They have tons of cool. Although Westworld was a original.
Was it a miniseries?
It was something like a miniseries or something like that. But it's huge now. I mean, look at Game of Thrones. Look at all these all these good shows that are coming out. Stranger Things. Even though that's a focus on the 80s and what was good about the 80s, it's still an original show.
No, because they do. It's an homage, but it's done right. That's the thing. You can always pay tribute to the original things.
Right.
But you have to do it in a thoughtful and loving way.
Yeah.
Don't just shit on it. You know what I mean? That's just taking the name and attaching it to a turd.
You're tarnishing it, yeah.
That's not taking the name and actually being tactful and considerate with it. You know what I mean? That's just saying we're gonna take this name because the name already has a fan base built in, and we can use that to freaking put it on this turd.
Right.
It's happened time and time and time again.
Yeah.
Luckily, there has been some instances where it's been done in a loving fashion. Batman Ninja's recent. It's really good. Like we were talking about the Voltron remake. See, the other Thundercats remake.
Right.
The Ninja Turtles one's not this latest one. Which I enjoyed because they paid tribute to rightfully where they came from, and not just completely fly in the face of it. You know what I mean? And just basically just a big F you into the fans.
Now, something I forgot, but I kind of always wondered. I know you'll know. Is Thundercats American or is it Japanese?
It's American written,
With a Japanese
but it's
animation
Japanese designed
Animated.
and animated. Yes, but the first two. This one, yeah, CalArts animated. Yeah.
No, okay, but no, it's an American series.
It's American written, yes. Because Rankin and Bass, who created Thundercats, they also created, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They did all those. Let's see, they did the Hobbit cartoon.
I love that.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They knew they had a good written story, but they're like, they look at our American animators like, yeah, we're gonna see where we can find outside of where everyone thinks there's a box. You know what I mean? And look how beautiful that stuff is. I mean, it's not.
In some case, the box is fine.
But
we don't need to go. I think outside
the designs.
The box.
I mean, the designs are American. But then when it's animated and there's a lot of like, oh yeah, that doesn't make sense to make the guy like flatly move to the left and to the right. No, they make him turn his body and do the walk cycle of moving his arms and stuff. Like, come on. I mean,
So it ain't Super Friends, is what you're saying?
no. Poor Hanna-Barbera Super Friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I'm just tired. I'm just
Yeah.
really tired.
It's
And the thing is, we're getting franchise fatigue a lot of times too. All around the world. I was just thinking about this morning actually in Star Wars. The latest Star Wars
Solo.
movie. And now Solo, and now they're gonna talking about a freaking Lando spin-off, and it's like we don't need these.
Newly pansexual Lando.
We don't need these things. We don't need these things. We didn't ask for them. We don't need them. Just stop, please. It's time for something original. Leave Star Wars alone because it's killing my
Or
love.
give us an original Star Wars story.
Yeah, or just don't, or stop.
and then,
Just stop.
and honestly too. Okay.
Let it, revisit it in a few years. Not now.
Okay, so I'm really trying not to be the old, codger, whatever.
What did you say, Sonny?
But so they had an old Superman TV series, that George Reeves. Okay, now those people loved that show. When they decided to make, Superboy, or they decided to make the Superman movie, they really
Screwed that up.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay, George Reeves.
The magic of editing, yes. So the George Reeves series was beloved, and so when they decided to make the Superman movie, they wanted to make sure, hey, this is Americana. We need
R.I.P.
to get,
Margot Kidder.
yeah, and we'll get to that too. And Richard Donner was like, no, we can't make this campy. We can't make, because when they first came with the concept and they came to him, and then he received the screenplay from the Salkins, they're like, they turned it into Batman, the 70s one. And like, no, we can't do this. The Superman is iconic of American culture, blah, 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 blah. And so he made it into a serious movie. I mean, i.e. there's some maybe a little corny 70s humor in it, but that doesn't take over the entire movie. You know what I mean? So I know there are some people who will retain their childhood like we are doing, but the thing is, at least that when they made those movies, they did it with respect. Like, I find no respect in this new version of Thundercats. I find no respect.
Salud.
Sorry.
I find no respect in the way they did Ghostbusters. I find no respect in that they did Jim, all of that stuff.
The fact that the creator of this new series said in a tweet that the original sucked,
Even though he has no business.
right off the bat proves you have no business freaking touching this at all.
Right.
Because you already showed a lack of respect for the source material.
Right. Yep.
And if you remember correctly, the advertisement for the original Superman Richard Donner movie was "You'll believe a man can fly," and that's what they made you believe, especially using 1970s technology.
Yeah.
That thing was freaking amazing.
I love like even though they did the miniatures, but the film quality, I mean, it's really apparent. It's really apparent in the first Star Wars movie. It's really apparent in Superman, and they also got the same music composer And so that shows you they actually cared about, what people were going to see. They spent good money on it.
The fact that the Superman theme is unanimous with Superman, like you hear that in any situation, and when it goes dun dun dun, everybody thinks Superman.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's something that just stays with you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and before Margot Kidder died, like literally, Angel and I watched the original Superman like 2 nights before, and it's like, and it hit you hard, and you knew that Margot Kidder had some problems, and then she showed up again in Smallville. I was like, yay, she's good again, whatever. But it's stuff like that make you feel proud of these things. You feel proud that Star Trek did a lot of very revolutionary things. The Superman did a lot of revolutionary things. This is not revolutionary. Like it's retaining, banking on an old property that was very popular with kids and stuff. But they at least gave you a moral. They gave you you learn shit from it. I don't learn nothing from this. I don't learn anything. All I know is just I can see it's miles away. This is crap, because it's and I'm not putting this on artists now. And I love the fact that they draw DC characters, they Marvel characters and stuff like that to get known. But if you're doing it for that sole reason, you're an asshole. I hate you. You're an asshole. Think of something new, because all the artists who had to come up and do stuff originally, they paid their dues, good, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say is my upbringing, having to read a script and then having to formulate all this visual stuff in my head and then draw it down, and I'm not even that good compared to John Byrne and all these other guys.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I have respect. I respect for all these people who work harder than me, who went starving artists. I couldn't do the starving artist thing. I tried to do it for 2 years. I starved. And I'm like, damn, I gotta get a new job. I gotta get a better job that's gonna pay my bills.
You're starved, and your art suffered because you were starving.
Yeah, it's like draw or starve or do both, and I can't do anymore. And also the fact that I was young doesn't help either, because I didn't know what was good for me. So,
man, the funny papers business was a hard business to get into when you were young.
Yeah, and then the whole Cal Arts thing. Okay, that's a different story. So, because you got into Cal Arts, makes you credible.
Okay.
And you give us that crap?
So, really? As we all know, I'm an uneducated punk. What the hell is Cal Arts?
Cal Arts is a art school up in Santa Clarita Valley, where it's next to Magic Mountain.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay. And
you gotta put things in context. Yeah, you give me landmarks.
So it's almost literally across from Magic Mountain. So they have these studios there, and that's the school. That's where Disney pulls their animators from, or they used to. I'm not sure if they do that anymore.
I hope they don't anymore.
Oh God. Anyway, so and basically getting to Cal Arts is like getting into you're getting into the University of Hollywood or whatever. And so you go in. So if you get accepted, you get this attitude of oh yeah, I got accepted by Cal Arts. Who cares? You get judged by the quality of your work, not by the list of places you went.
Yeah.
Who says that you didn't go into their lobby and say, and just write my name on the wall? Hey, I went here.
You know how many freaking D-bags came out of Yale and all the Ivy League schools?
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. I don't care what you think your credentials are. You present your effort and your work by your portfolio and how people, respond to it. I'm okay with people saying, hey, I'm going to draw my own thing, and I don't care whatever people think. I have admiration for that, because you're following your dream. But then you take someone else's dream and you attach it to something monetary, or because you're trying to make a name for yourself. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh, the fire came back. It's wonderful.
It's true. It's true. It doesn't. Yeah.
If you get Virgil swearing, he's got anger. I'm just saying, I'm not as controlled as my swearing as some people at this table. So when you're telling somebody GTFO, you mean it. It's not just me who uses the F word in passing at every other second.
No, you can count how many times I say the F word. In the podcast, no, I'm angry. I'm legit angry.
All right, we're leaving on that positive note. So, you know what? I'm like and follow producer Virgil's band. Just leave it at that, man. Still ill. Send your spirit to Smith and Morrissey. Go drop him some love. Send him Thundercat pictures.
Stop the record.
Thanks for stopping by. I'll get the check.